Trap. A mountain to climb here, but he is 6-1 in Pro League. Very consistent results. Has not played a PvP yet, and he's 43-28 all-time. So if you look at this guy's stats, he's very solid. Doesn't get put out as often sometimes as the other Incredible Miracle players.
Yeah, but he's starting to do better and better here at Pro League. He's starting to make a bit of a name for himself here. And, you know, against anyone else, I would say he is in a very good spot, but he's against this guy, Zest. 57-41, making a huge, huge name for him here, especially at the end of round 1 and here in round 2, just being so, so powerful, looking at times unbeatable. And, you know, even that record isn't the best indicator of that, as he didn't do as well at the beginning of round 1, but nowadays he's a monster, man.
He is a monster. He has all killed SK Telecom. You know, he won round 1 for KT in the playoffs. He's able to accomplish that and wants to just keep going and going. This guy could win the GSL. He's in the round of 4 right now. Wants to go straight to the finals. Let's jump into Polarnight, our map for the Protoss versus Protoss. Here in Game 2 of Incredible Miracle versus KT Rolster.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the south, in the blue, again for Incredible Miracle, another Protoss player. His name is Trap.
His opponent to the top of the map, the SKT killer, the Royal Roader, it's Zest. Now, we mentioned this briefly earlier, but Zest is preparing right now for a Protoss versus Protoss to go into the round of 4 of the GSL. So if you think about that, probably adds a little bit of extra pressure here because he doesn't want to show you know, strategies here that he would, of course, then go into Code S with. But at the same time, it's a single map. So because he's thinking about the Protoss versus Protoss matchup a lot, probably going to at least give him a little bit of an edge here, I would say. Because his style is usually defensive in this matchup, it's not like he's going to... If he plays defensive here, it's not like there's anything that his opponent's going to look at and say, wow, okay, I noticed that Zest just defended a lot. Like, I got to be careful that he might defend.
Yeah, there's not really much to give away, and like you mentioned, just getting that extra practice in here. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone here, just able to practice for both tournaments here. And so far in this game, Zest does get a quicker gateway here.
Yeah. And a slightly faster probe for Trap as a result. Just spending the resources at slightly different times. Does add up a little bit over time. Both gas is taken at almost the exact same time. Now, this map is a map that is big, but it's still a 2-player map. So there's a lot of hidden locations for proxies, a lot of different places you can hide something that's closer to your opponent than it is to you. And, you know, as a result, it's hard to find hidden proxies on the map.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. I mean, even for a guy who's going to scout a ton with this probe to make sure he's not getting proxied, it can still be hard at times to be as certain, because like you mentioned, there aren't many locations here on the map. And now Zest, he had that faster gateway down, which means he's going to get that faster cybernetics core down as well, which of course leads into faster tech.
Yeah, that's true. It also means he's going to have a faster warp gate timing, so you could pressure with some gateways. Let's see what he chooses to do here. Core is done. Starts Stargate instantly before warp gate research, so he's rushing it. Now, will this be scouted? It looks highly likely. He has nothing to deny this probe scout, so it will actually be scouted.
Yeah, it's going to be scouted immediately. There's no Stalker here, no Mothership Core yet, and Trap's just going to waltz in. He's going to be like, well, what do you have here? Oh, you have a Stargate? Okay. And, of course, Zest can't do anything to hide that.
I think
so it's just going to be known.
I think he's going to add his own Stargate as a result. You know, he could add a Twilight Council, but if he goes Stargate here, then he can defensively shut down Phoenix play or Oracle play. So it's a common response after scouting a Stargate this early to get your own Stargate and say, well, you know, I have my Mothership Core up faster than you, I have my probes up faster than you, my warp gate research ahead, and you rushing out 1 Phoenix or 1 Oracle is not going to be a problem for me. He's even going to send his Mothership Core across the map now to actually find out what comes out of the Stargate. He might actually be able to get that information.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to have the Stalker with it as well to make sure he can protect it. Does clear that watchtower, and seems like he's going to back off for now. And here's the first Phoenix coming across the map, and Zest is going to follow it up with another Phoenix. So he is going to be ahead in that Phoenix count, which is something that even though Trap is going to respond with this Stargate, it is going to be later. So if they do go into Phoenix versus Phoenix, Zest could definitely get ahead in that. But Zest is going to be able to come in here with this first Phoenix, scout that the Stargate did go down as a response, and sees everything else. Sees the 2 Stalkers, the Mothership Core, and he's just going to be able to fly out of here.
Well, the response from Trap seems counterintuitive from a, I don't know, from a perspective of just everything we've seen so far here. Okay, so this is what I really like. There's like a lot of things happen that just changed in the period of literally like 7 seconds. Starts an Oracle, and I think the idea is to show the Oracle, then cancel it. But the Phoenixes, because he committed to 2 of them and he saw that there weren't that many Stalkers, he sent the Phoenixes back in and also was able to confirm that the Oracle was canceled. During all of this time, Trap has transitioned into going Blink off of that Twilight Council. So Zest is starting to realize now, okay, well, my Phoenixes are not going to be able to, they're not going to be able to do a ton of damage now, but I have to be careful of what I use my energy on, because if he goes for a big Blink attack, I need to have some of that energy at home defensively.
Yeah, and even just being able to see that Blink Stalker timing could possibly come across the map, or just at least Blink Stalkers. He does start his own Robo at home for those Immortals to be safe. But this gives Trap a lot of time, because he's like, okay, I know you made 4 Phoenixes now. I'm just going to put down a Nexus, and I'm going to be safe. I know you don't have much on the ground. Phoenixes can't shoot my Nexus, and I can just do this and be safe, get my economy up first. And he's going to have that faster Nexus. Zest does put down his own Nexus of his own as well.
Well, this is going to be an interesting game. The Blink research he's not going to use to hit a timing, I don't think. He just wants to use it defensively. He can use it later on if he does eliminate the Phoenixes to get some more done. The Nexus is faster, obviously, for Trap, not something that can be punished by Zest, but Zest, as a counterpoint, has faster Immortals, which means his tech is just better in general, because he doesn't need to have Blink in this situation. He probably won't get it for the entire game, unless there's like a massive commitment to Stalkers off 2 base. So I like Zest's position here, especially because he constantly has these Phoenixes to make sure the Stalkers can't leave.
Yeah, I mean, even just with 4, it's not like he made 6 or 7. It's not like he invested so much into it. Just having 4, it's just that constant reminder that Trap is going to have to stay back at his base. Unfortunately here for Zest, as the Observer did highlight, he is supply blocked pretty severely here. That pylon was at about 1/3 done when he was supply blocked there. Does finally finish with that Nexus. But look at this, coming in with these Stalkers, starting to pick off some of these probes. Gets, I think, 4 and then blinks out without losing much.
Yeah, forcing the overcharge as well, meaning that he can pop into the main base later on and do some damage, do some harassment. His robotics is coming up very, very late here, and his mortal count suffers further as a result of this. I really, really like Zest's position more and more. The worker count is not in his favor, but he's going to catch that up pretty soon. I mean, we're just looking at the units tab. You can see it. Now he's going to be able to kill a probe or 2 here.
Yeah, starts to pick off some more of these probes, wants to try to catch up here. Got to be careful. Loses a Phoenix there, but does get a bunch of these probes. On the chase are the Blink Stalkers of Trap, going to cut him off there. Going to force Zest to fly more south now.
Yeah, I like that. Smart little move, but still Trap ahead in the worker count. Evened up a little bit, though. And with the Immortals continuing to come out here, supply-wise, Zest is not too far behind. He's also got his Forge up a little bit faster. We're probably going to see him commit a little bit more heavily to chrono boosting on those probes, I would say, as he starts to realize his worker count's pretty behind. Let's see how much damage he gets done here. 2, 3, maybe get 4, perhaps even a 5th one. And
that's
with
5.
Yeah,
and
there's 6. And that's it, man. Economy equalized.
Yeah, that's all you had to do. That's all that those 4 Phoenixes are there for. That's what we were talking about earlier, where Trap is forced to keep his Stalkers back. They were out of position for 1 second. You have a guy like Zest with the multitasking of Zest. He's going to come in and pick off 6 probe before you can even blink, and he did just that.
Yeah. And now, worker count even. Let's talk about tech again. 13 Stalkers versus 3 Immortals. I think the 4th one about to pop. He's getting a Templar Archives, the home Trap, that is, which makes me feel like he's trying to cut this out, entirely. He just wants to go into maybe Charge Zealots and Archons. There's the charge, a bit late. And he does have the first Immortal come out, so he's going to, of course, add some Immortals into the mix. But if this is seen, it's really easy to respond with a building wall. One thing he could try to do with this composition is take a third base, because with charged Zealots, he might be able to defend that. He's got a little bit more mobility, maybe harass with his Zealots if Zest moves out. Zest, considering moving out here for sure, with 5 gates being added.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty confident. He continues to scout the composition of Trap. He sees mostly just Stalkers. He knows that Archons are possible, but he's got to be sitting pretty, here with 5 Immortals that are going to come out here. He's going to add a bunch of Gateways. He's going to have +1 finishing right now as well. I'm not sure. I mean, he probably saw the Forge and how it was later for Trap, so he could even consider attacking with the small upgrade timing window there, but it's not going to be much with that +1, so maybe not.
It looks like he's going to wait and get 2 in charge and get his own Archons out. The gates he adds here, don't be confused, those of you at home watching this. Whenever someone adds gates like this, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going for a timing. It just means that he has enough resources to where he can add the gates and then be able to produce Archons and expensive gas units with the gas he has left over. As you guys can see on the resource tab at the top right, he's got a nice surplus of gas. It's going to synergize well with that Temporal Archives finishing up. Synergizes well with the +2 for the attack, for the charge that he's getting out right now. He doesn't need a ton of minerals right now for Zealots because he wants to add those in a little bit later, if he does at all. Third base goes up here faster for Trap, but it's not something that Zest has seen yet. Actually, even he's going to try to go see it now. Nope.
Gets denied. Trap very good with the deny on that, being very conscious of where exactly that hallucinated Phoenix is going to be placed on top of it. Does catch this 1 Zealot as well. Looks like Trap looking to make a move towards that third base, wants to maybe poke and see if he can do any damage.
You know what? There's actually a third Nexus going up for Zest at the back.
Yeah.
I did not even catch that. I mean, I saw he was making, and I got production tabs confused there. So he's actually going to have a great, easily defendable third base. That's really awesome for him that he was able to accomplish this. There's a lot of Immortals in this army for Zest, but they're not in the main base. And this Warp Prism looks like it's going to go down here. Does barely save it. This actually buys him a lot of time, though. A few Zealots being warped in. The Stalkers need to get out of here.
Yeah, Stalkers not being able to do much damage here. That Warp Prism actually buying enough time and actually losing 1 Stalker's Trap, so not worth it at all. But it looks like he wants to come here at the front. A ton of Immortals here for Zest.
Yeah, I don't know about this attack. He's actually down on upgrades right now, too, fighting into a +2 attack on all of these Immortals. The Phoenixes lift up the Immortals as well. A lot of Zealots come through here, but good micro on that Warp Prism. He needs to lift up those Immortals again. Does he have enough to break through? I don't think so, but the Time Warps are solid. A few more Zealots warping in. Does he have enough?
I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. A lot of these Zealots being warped in for Zest right now. It's going to push it back. These Immortals are going to be picked off here. These 4 Immortals in the back for Zest now could even be picked up and brought in here. But now even with the Warp Prism, going to be able to warp in even more Zealots. And the army of Trap is decimated. Dances the Immortals.
Immortals saying sup. That's it. Last of the Archons falls. He hit an attack timing that was just borderline nonsensical. Before +2 was done, his opponent's army was even in size, if not larger. He had the defender's advantage, and he didn't even use the Nexus Cannon. That's how confident Zest was.
Yeah, just decided to go for the 2 Time Warps there. And now this is the part where Zest walks across the map and says, you should get out of this game before I kill all of your structures, because I'm going to do so.
Yeah, that's going to be it, man. I mean, that Immortal micro is pretty cute, but dancing them again.
Yeah. Responds to the micro with some dancing. Trap looks defeated.
Well, Zest going to be feeling a pretty nice ego boost to himself for this one, going into his Code S match. His Archon dies, does not matter.
He's just asking Trap to get out of the game right now.
Yeah, as I'm sure many viewers watching are as well. There's no chance he's come back in this one. Do not be fooled. There's the Zealots can't even fight properly because they're going down a funnel into those Immortals and the Archons at the back.
He's going to try to build in a Manor Nexus here as well.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but you know what, it might. Trap, I don't know, man. I think he's just frustrated. I think he didn't realize that his opponent had +2. GG. Zest playing that game better in almost every way. I like Trap's response to the Phoenixes, but a lot of his other choices that he made in that game were a bit strange. His very late Immortals trying to hit a weird timing where his opponent had an upgrade lead on him. He didn't verify it. So,
yeah. I mean, he was able to get the quicker nexus, but it just didn't really turn out to give him much of an advantage. He even had more probes, but going for the blink as well, I wish he would have maybe just gone straight into Immortals like you mentioned, try to even up that Immortal count, but is going to go down to the guy that all of us predicted. We are right this time. Yeah. Zest, a monster in PvP, does very well.
And just a pretty straightforward defense there. I mean, I said this when we started things out. Zest is a guy who will just defend. He will defend your attacks. And even though he was the one who put the more aggressive tech out, and it was scouted, he still did damage with his Phoenixes. Hirai has not looked happy. Thing is, like, Hero's the type of person who, when he gets angry, he just